Wabash County Fair. How are you? That's it? Woohoo? That's all right, we'll take it.
How are you?
It's going to be a long night.
Oh, that's the way to sell the show.
We have got a lot of entertainers here for you tonight. We've got 5 of us here, comics, and hopefully you all are going to enjoy this. We're going to fire this thing up. First of all, I want to tell you that this is not possible without the Wabash County Fair, Terrell Realty, and also Young Sculligan. Back in the table back behind you, as you've already found out, Sculligan water for free, and also bags of popcorn. It looks like they're being hand delivered, so it's a pretty good deal for you. So, the first performer that you're going to hear tonight is a regular in the Indianapolis comedy scene for the last 4 years. He's performed all over the state, 1/3 of the axis of illness. I almost said Illinois. The one and only, at least the only here tonight, Mr. Brent Lee Smith.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out. Charlie asked to do the show. He didn't mention that we're going to have sponsors. We're sponsored by a water company and an insurance company. When he told me that, I was like, well, you're going to try to drown me for the insurance money? What's going on, Charlie? I already got a bunch of stuff wrong with me. I don't need any more. That's why I gotta wear this nice get up here. The glasses and hat. Usually that's weird because I do shows out inside. It's not so weird now because I'm outside. It makes more sense. But I wear them because I got some bad peepers. It's a technical term. Went to the doctor and says, hey doc, I got some bad peepers. He goes, I know. I'm like, I do too, that's why I'm here. He's like, alright. The peepers are still bad. I might need a new doctor. He's just telling me what I already know. With my bad peepers, I can't see directly what I'm looking at. I got some blind spots. So I have to look around and catch things peripherally. Which that helps out when I'm around ugly people. But chances are, if I'm looking directly at you, I don't want to see your face. And if I'm moving my head a little bit or moving my eyes, then I'm trying to take in your beauty. So don't hold that against me too much. Also with my bad peepers, got to look around. And ladies, if you think I'm staring at your boobs, you're right. Also just trying to see your lovely smile. Aww. That was really think I'm looking at your junk, you're wrong. I don't even like looking at my own. So I'm trying to find a nice way to help make it disappear every now and then. So I'm a single fella. There's only one of me. Trying not to be single, doing the online dating stuff because I hate life. I get ghosted so much, I should open a haunted house. Girls to stop talking for no reason. What other messed up things with online dating? You got girls, every picture is a group shot. You got to point, where's Waldo to find out which one she is. Sometimes you do all that work and find out she's Waldo. Pre-op. Mentioned the MIs before. I got some other things going on. I got some problems with my lungs. Got a couple of tumors in my head, acid reflux. The tumor is cool. Well, it's not cool. It's a tumor. But everything's stable now thanks to radiation. But it's been over 7 years now. I still don't have any superpowers. Like, come on, man. There can't even be anything small like being able to sleep at night or being less pale. I can't be out in the sun too long or I'll be a different color. I'll match my shirt. I tell people I got a tumor and they're like, oh, you got cancer. Like all excited. Why are you excited I might have a deadly disease? Like it's not cancer luckily, but it does cause me a lot of problems. I fall down a lot, I lose my balance, woozy and everything. And I tell that to those people and I'm like, oh, suck it up, Cupcake. At least you don't have cancer. It's like I have the Mr. Pibb of diseases. Everything I have too is pretty rare. And then I found out not too long ago there's such a thing as Rare Disease Awareness Day. Like, oh, cool, maybe we can get some more money for funding, try to get some more treatments going and everything. Guess which day Rare Disease Awareness Day is? February 29th. I don't think our day should be as rare as our stuff. Like there's something every day. There's a hot dog day, National Pizza Day, every kind of food. Hug a hamster day, kiss a goldfish day. Maybe goldfish would last longer than a day if people quit kissing them and gave them herpes. You get one day. Breast cancer gets a whole month. And I'm all down for saving the tatas, but they shouldn't get 120 times the day that we get. Because we're not just one thing either, we're a bunch of rare stuff. It's like, come on. Rare Disease Awareness Day. If this comedy thing doesn't work out for me, at least I'll leave my legacy in the medical field. I'm probably the only person on earth that has all these rare things together. I'm coming up close to have something named after me. So if you end up knowing anybody that has some renticulitis, please pray for them because they're in bad shape. I've had my doctors tell me that I could skip a couple years of medical school because of worrying about all my stuff. I got some doctor buddies, they didn't like that too much, so I'm like, well, I don't like being sick either, so I think it balances out. I also get dry mouth, so I'm going to take a drink. Hydration is important, especially when it's warm. Everything that's happened to me is kind of hit me out of the blue. One day I had some trouble seeing, another day I was dizzy. It'd be nice if the next time something happens to be something good. Like maybe growing a few inches. I meant taller, so if you had a dirty mind, that's not what it is. I'm okay. I think people are a little too entitled nowadays. Some people think they can change the name of the days of the week. Like, oh, today's my Friday. No, today is Wednesday for everybody. That's how we need to come here now. All right, what's next? Somebody come into a bar. Hey, it's my happy hour. Give me some discounted drinks. Sorry, sir, it's only noon. But it's my happy hour. We're closed. Okay. Or somebody say something like on August 15th. Hey, it's my Christmas. Where are my presents? In the future, in December. We've agreed on this already. It'd be really messed up if somebody tried to do Halloween like in May, dress up in the ghetto Batman costume, knocking on the wrong door and ends up shot. Like, oh man, sorry, I didn't get the memo. Here's a Snickers while we wait for your ambulance. My Friday. If Tuesday's Bob's Friday and Wednesday is Susie's Friday, and they want to meet Karen on her Friday, which happens to be on Monday, how are they ever going to meet up with each other? It's ridiculous. My Friday. Got any vegans or vegetarians here? Yeah. All right, well, most of you are making the right decisions with your life. Sorry about the other couple. Actually, I don't have a problem with vegetarians or anything. There's plenty of reasons to do it, and that's fine, but meat is murder is not a good reason. Plants aren't alive too. We're finding out more and more that they're more complex than we thought. You know, when you cut the grass, you get that freshly cut grass smell? You know what that is? That's a distress signal. That's the grass telling the rest of the grass that some stuff just happened and to watch out. So the next time some vegetarian invites you over for dinner or whatever, it's like, hey, why don't you try this tofu? Doesn't it smell delicious? Isn't it great? Well, first of all, there's nothing great about tofu except the word tofu because it sounds silly. And then when they say that to you, they say, no, that smell, that's just a tofu trying to get back in the wild. I don't know what tofu is, grow tofu or... I don't know. Is there any tofu here at the fair? No? That's good. You know when the robots take over, they're going to be vegan though, right? And it's not going to be because of biofuels or anything. It's just because they're going to be... oh, I can't tell that joke. Sorry. I forgot I was in public for a minute. With all my ailments and everything. It makes it hard to stay in shape, and I don't like staying in this increasingly round shape. So I want to work out a little more. There's a gym not too far from my house. It's called Fitness Now, like exclamation points. Like, man, that's too much pressure. Like, I'd be lucky if I get some fitness maybe, or fitness later. Plus, like, if you do the Fitness Now, there's no incentive to come back. That's a bad business model. They need to change things up a little bit. A lot of you probably won't believe me, but I used to be able to dunk, and no gimmicks, 10-foot rim, regular ball, whatever. I'm an average height, white boy, I get that. I'm not saying I was like dunking from the free throw line or anything either, but you know, I could get up there a little bit. A lot of people doubt me, like, oh, no, that didn't happen. But climate change is real too, and people don't believe that, so forget y'all. I did used to be able to dunk, and I miss it. I'd be lucky to dunk a donut now. Ooh, donut. Do you have any special donuts here? I have to check that out. Have any of you ever heard of the old man puberty? I didn't either until it started happening to me. First I go and like my nose keeps itching, I got problems with allergies and all that. I say, oh, maybe it's that. And then finally I realized is extra nose hair that was growing. I'm like, that ain't cool. And then I'm looking, I got a stray hair on my forehead. I was like, where'd that come from? And then I happened to see some older pictures of me. Like, oh, that's not new, that's what's left. Like, oh man. Like with regular puberty, like, you know that's gonna happen. You know, you got hair growing in strange places, like, got extra body odor. Lady's got a little bit extra to deal with. And now it's the same thing. I got losing hair on my head, it's growing out my nose. Got smells in other weird places, like, oh, what happened there? Like, I just took a shower. Did I not wash enough? And you go back and clean up again. I was like, no, that's just me now, I guess. It's crazy. And it started when I was like 25. And I'm like, man, if this started now, I don't know how much longer I got. Crazy. They say you're only as old as you feel. And if that's true, I should have been haunting these grounds the last 200 years. But woo, woo. That whole joke is just so I could go, woo. People tell me, oh, but you don't look sick. I'm like, well, I'm glad God made me pretty, but my insides are pretty messed up. If I looked how I felt, you probably wouldn't be able to look at me. I'm glad you think I'm the Meryl Streep of not looking sick, but it doesn't change the fact that I fall over a lot. If I stay up here too much longer, I might fall here. And if I do that, by the way, that's not part of the hack. Somebody send some help, because, all right. Ooh, somebody said that. I couldn't tell where, but, oh, behind me, okay. See, literally got my back. I'm still coming to terms with Trump being president. Like, been a year and a half now, and so like, man, like, when's Ashton Kutcher going to jump out and say, you're punk, America? And then I thought about it, well, it wasn't Ashton Kutcher, it was Vladimir Putin. Got us anyway. Crazy. Oh shit. I got a little bit more here. I just bought a house a little bit ago, and I'm liking it. I went from just turning all the way around, like here's my apartment, to having rooms that I forget about, because the house is much bigger. My cat likes it. After I bought it, all my friends would tell me, hey, yeah, now that you're a homeowner, women are going to be all over you. I was like, really? I didn't know that was a thing. Well, I got a house, ladies, and it's all paid for. They're like, yeah, they're going to be beating down your door. I'm like, oh, hold on. I just got new doors. I don't think a woman beating it down is covered by the warranty. I'm leaving it unlocked. Let me know you're coming. A couple of days after I moved in, I had a cop knock on the door, and was like, okay, what's this about? He's like, yeah, some of your neighbors called the mayor action line. They think you're cooking dope. Cooking dope? I barely cook food. And part of the problem is I walk around with my pimp hat, and then my buddy Larry's over a lot. You'll see him in a little bit. And he looks like he cooks dope. I think it's his fault. You'll know who it is when he gets up here. I got some new windows too, along with the doors. My front windows didn't used to open up, and now they slide open, which makes it more convenient because I can check my mail through the window now. I don't have to walk outside. So that makes it less awkward when I check my mail naked, but it's not as fun. Although my neighbors seem to like it better, so there is that. There are a lot of signs in my neighborhood and people's yards to drive like your kids live here. Alright, I can get on board with that. But if it'd be like my dad, he'll maybe drive by every couple years, probably not stop. Yeah, that's my dad. And don't feel sorry for him, by the way. He's the same guy who left me stranded at college over Christmas break because his car broke down and he never bothered to tell me. I kept calling him at home, and this was before cell phones. And he finally answered after I called a million times. He's like, oh yeah, my car broke down, I can't get there. I'm like, well, that sucks, and you can only do what you can do about that, but did you ever think about telling me? Because campus closes completely at Christmas. I had to get special permission to stay there a little bit longer and work out on another ride. That's my dad. There's something else that I wanted to tell you guys specifically. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I can't remember it, so I'll go with this one before I get out of here. So I got a cat, like I mentioned before. She's cool, I like her a lot. She's a good kitty cat. Her name's Feature. I'm the headliner of the house. She's the feature act. Taking applications for house MCs. Helps if you're a hot chick, and single, human, and alive. I've been burned on that once. Never again. Feature likes to lick me. I mean, she really likes to lick me. I don't know if she's just being affectionate, she thinks I'm dirty, or if it's because I'm delicious. Holy moly, I'm delicious. So anybody know any ladies that need some more deliciousness in their lives? Send them my way, and maybe we can work something out. Alright, that's all for me. I'm Brantley Smith. Still got a lot of show for you guys. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night.
One more time for Brantley Smith. Now, here it comes. Your second comedian for the night is an ex-KGB agent currently working in the States as an undercover spy for the Kremlin. I don't know that she's a Kardashian, but she's an undercover spy for the Kremlin. She's also a Melania writer. Please welcome Miss Sandra Edelman.
Hello, hello. How are you guys? Ooh, yeah, okay. I didn't know, on the way up here I saw the Dan Quayle, what's it called, Vice President Center. I knew he was from Indiana, but I didn't know he was from Huntington, so I wish I would have known that. I would have made fun of Dan Quayle, but I have no Dan Quayle jokes for you tonight. So, I was walking around earlier, and I couldn't help but notice, I mean, there is a lot of white people here. I mean, just a lot, and I just thought that was a little odd until I went into the sheep barn and saw a bunch of racist sheep walking around in those white KKK hoods and robes. I mean, yeah, I mean, listen, either the sheep are racist or it was a bunch of racist midgets running around. I mean, seriously, I didn't know if I was at a 4-H fair or a Trump rally. I mean, finally, I had to stop. I asked one of the little kids, I was like, yo, what's up with the racist sheep? And he was like, oh no, they're not racist. we just put them on them after we give them a bath so they don't get dirty. So the sheep weren't racist. They were just pro-white. I was up in Chicago a few weeks ago doing a mic, and I was staying at an Airbnb. And the couple at the Airbnb I was staying at had a little girl. And I woke up one morning and she was going through my stuff. So, I get her out of my suitcase and get her, back to her parents. And I go to pack up and leave, and I couldn't find my weed anywhere. And I'm like, did that little brat steal my weed? Personally, I think kids are overrated. I know, I have one. It's all about them. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. Can I get some of that weed? I had you, didn't I? What more do you want from me? Now I have to feed you every day and smoke you out? Oh, you're worse than the cats. Kidding. Cats hack up fur balls on your head while you're asleep. Kids at least make it to the hallway before they throw up. Having kids changes you, it really does. I have this one friend who's always going on and on about how her daughter will never know how much she changed her life. I'm like, really? You think your daughter will know how much she changed her life when she pushes one out and has a 4-inch episiotomy? Then she'll know. Oh, and girls. Girls are the worst. When you have a little girl, you can't go get a manicure and pedicure like you used to. No, because all the nail salons have the cute little pink chairs for girls to sit in and get their nails done while you get your nails done. It's cute until you go to check out and realize they charge $30 for nail art. It's like, are you crazy? I have whiteout at home. So now I only go to the nail salons where I know that Asian ladies will smack my kid for me. You go in and it's like, you'll no touch polish rack. That's all pay and customer only. You want mani-pedi? You pay now, no later. You no money? You sit and look at nail art poster. Yeah. So now my daughter helps their kids out with the accounting books twice a week. It's amazing. Her math skills are unbelievable now. And seriously, she went up 2 grade levels. She got so good, I put her in charge of my checking account. And now she's like, you'll no mani-pedi this week, Ma. You'll not have enough money. I need money for college. I just hope she doesn't start starring in adult Asian films now. But having kids is like serving an 18-year prison sentence for a crime you didn't commit. Sometimes I just find myself sitting in the garage, in my car, with the door closed and the car running. I find the exhaustions really help pass the time. Yeah, I kid. I love being a mom. Sure, I had to give up on my dreams. Literally, I haven't had REM sleep since I gave birth. And sleep isn't the only thing you give up when you become a parent, or a mom especially. You also give up an extra 22 cents an hour. Yeah, because of all that extra time you get to spend at home. But it's not all bad. All that extra time spent at home just means you have more time to work on your thigh gap. And I think a 22 cents wage gap is worth a thigh gap. And that must be what Ivanka Trump meant when she said she was going to be an advocate for working moms. You know what? I don't think it's fair the way they treat her in the press, saying she doesn't know what it's like to be a real working mom. Of course she does. I'm sure she's had to cancel some cycle-fit classes because her nanny called in. She gets it. I was arguing with one of my friends recently. It's really annoying, friends that are just like know-it-alls. You guys have any friends like this that just knows everything? You know the type. Always wears her jeans 2 sizes too small and a t-shirt of a rock band they've never heard of. Hipster crap. It's like regular crap, except for it wears a wool cap. Anyways, I think the jeans are cutting the oxygen in her brain off because she was trying to convince me that virginity is a social construct. Right, because if you get rid of a word, then its definition and all of its context just magically disappear with it. Like that magician you lost your virginity to in the back of a Prius. But you can't argue with someone like this, so I said, you're right. You're not a virgin. You're a vegan. Which is what every man dreams of, dating a vegan. Where was I going? Is it just me? Is it just me, or is everyone in this country just walking around with a huge stick up their butt? You can't do anything in this country anymore without pissing somebody off. Comedians can't tell jokes without, a lynch mob hunting them down on Facebook and trying to get them fired. Black people can't barbecue at the park, without some white lady calling the cops on them because they're black. NFL player can't take a knee during the national anthem because the flag got offended. You can't even listen to music on Spotify anymore. No, because all the feminists want all of the sexist and offensive music off of Spotify. It's like, thanks, ladies. Now all we have to listen to is Weird Al Yankovic. I mean, and as a female, I was personally offended. I mean, there was not one female artist on that entire list. I mean, what about the Dixie Chicks? Those girls have a song called Goodbye Earl, where they gleefully sing about murdering a guy. And it's a good song. And contrary to what the feminists believe, sometimes murder is fun. When the music moves you. Oh, so whoever coined the phrase, this is a true story. Whoever coined the phrase, "don't look a gift horse in the mouth," clearly never got a free bag of weed from a Fox News anchor. True story. I met a Fox News anchor in Vegas at a nightclub, and he was leaving really early the next morning, and he couldn't take his weed on board, and he didn't want to throw it away, so he just gave it to me. And I've always been a little curious as to what they're smoking over at Fox News, and I mean, it is some backwoods hillbilly, like, oh my, yeah. I smoked a little bit of this stuff, and I started thinking about Pizzagate and Crooked Hillary conspiracy theories, and I mean, I'm no weed expert, but I'm pretty sure this stuff was grown on the same farm as Roseanne's macadamia nuts. Yeah. But no, I've always been suspicious of these universal truths that we say to each other, like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, that sounds like something the horse would say. Straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, and why can't you look a gift horse in the mouth? I mean, it's a free country. I bet the city of Troy regrets not looking their gift horse in the mouth. Beware of Greeks bearing gifts, so they say. Let's see. What's another one? Oh, the love of money is the root of all evil. I think that just sounds like something rich people made up so they could have more money to love. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I do almost anything to be filthy rich. I mean, just to have a couple million. I mean, I'd bark like a seal and spit a ball in my nose so I pissed myself. You know, kind of like the Kardashians. The Kardashians are back for another season. And I know a lot of people like to hate on the Kardashians, but I love these girls. I mean, even that ugly one that had all those surgeries and is really pretty now. What's that skank's name? Caitlyn. Well, Trump voters are kind of skanky. I mean, my mom voted for Trump, and she's kind of skanky, so deductive reasoning tells me that Caitlyn Jenner would be like that too. But do you ever think about what kind of an example this show is setting for the future skanks of this country? I made a sex tape and I didn't get a reality show. I was like 12 and it was with my cousin. Which is okay. I'm from Indiana and it's totally legal in our state. Well, unless you're gay. Then they send you to conversion therapy to learn which cousin you're allowed to make out with at the Indianapolis 500. So my gardener got deported this weekend. It's really, I know, it's sad. I mean, now I have to get a new lawnmower and a new weed killer. Oh, and he was the best too. He always put fresh cut flowers in my bowl every morning. Yeah. But I mean, and I told him Indiana was not like Jamaica. I mean, you can't just ride around mowing lawns, listening to reggae music and smoking a joint like you're Usain Bolt or something. And now I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, he was supposed to go to Thanksgiving with me this year. And I was so excited. Finally, my gay cousin wouldn't be the biggest disappointment at Thanksgiving this year. So, question for you guys. Why do we sit at stoplights waiting for some, like a robot, waiting for some like machine up in the sky to tell us it's time to proceed when we can clearly see there is not a car in sight anywhere? I mean, this is why I can't back the blue, folks. I mean, I got a phone call the other day from a police department asking for donations to back the blue. I was like, I do back the blue. It's called taxes. And why are you spending my tax dollars to call me to beg for more money? And I was like, yeah, I'll give you money when I don't have to tell my daughter to lie to her DARE officers at school because mommy likes to smoke a little bit of weed at night. And I mean, and why is it if we record the police officers, it's disorderly conduct? But when they record us, it's called cops. I mean, I'll back the blue. Like, I'll follow them back to their house and see how they like it. Do any of you guys use any of these dating sites, apps, like Tinder, Match? I don't know. My married friends keep trying to get me to go on one of these sites, and I don't know, I just don't trust an algorithm to find my perfect match. I mean, especially since Facebook's algorithm keeps putting these same people that I don't give a damn about on my Facebook every day. It's like, get it. You work out every day, and people still won't have sex with you. Oh, look, another one of those when they go low, we go high memes. I don't even know what this chick's talking about. When they go low, I go lower. I do the freaking splits. I mean, I trust a guy. I trust an app to find my perfect match or true love, about as much as I trust a guy that says, "Don't worry, I'll pull out." I learned that the hard way. I mean, that is the gift that keeps on giving. And the return policy is only good for about 12 weeks, so anything after that is buyer's remorse. Unless you're Casey Anthony. But I mean, do women really think they're gonna find like some Prince Charming on some app? I mean, yeah, I know he looks really good on his profile, but I mean, once you get out and meet him in public, it's just gonna be another horny toad sitting across from you. Ribbit. I mean, and sure he gave you warts, but you know, you needed your furniture moved. I mean, I don't know, my married friends keep trying to get me to go on one of these sites. I'm just like, I mean, why? If I wanted to have meaningless sex with a married guy, I'd just bang one of your husbands. Oh, so yeah, back to the filthy rich. I mean, I would do just about anything to have money. I mean, I would even become a born-again Christian and join the pro-life movement. Well, I mean, this stupid girl shouldn't have gotten pregnant in the first place. Here's a hat. I'd even marry my daughter off to a nice Jewish boy for a hotel and casino with my name on it at the Temple Mount. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to get their name in on that piece of real estate? I mean, I think a Trump hotel and casino is better than any peace agreement that Israel and the Palestinians can come up with. I mean, it could be like the next Vegas. And honestly, I mean, who has time for a suicide bombing when it's the World Series of Poker's on? I mean, I'm just saying, that's how you get a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm Sandra, thank you.
One more time for Miss Sandra. All right. Well, our third guy that we're going to have, he's another third of the actions of illness, and he's a 3-time felon. His lucky number is 3. Also a 4-year veteran of the indie comedy scene as of last Sunday. Please help me welcome Mr. Larry George.
I could have a cigarette on stage. Haha. Well, you all look like you're having a blast. You know it's okay to laugh at these. These are called jokes, right? So I thought I'd throw that out there. Oh, one of the first things you might notice about me is the large tattoo on my throat. It says, "Trust Jesus." Don't think too highly of me. That was a prison decision. Yeah, well, I was sitting in prison trying to decide what to let that nice Aryan Brotherhood gentleman tattoo on me. After he said, "Pick one." You don't argue, you just pick one. I thought, well, what's the most ironic tattoo I can have? When I get to hell? Yeah, I think Trust Jesus covers that one pretty well. There'll be a whole section of us down there with religious tattoos going, "This is some bull crap. God damn to me." And I'll turn around and go, "Oh, hi, Dad. What are you doing down here? You don't have any tattoos?" "Well, son, I run this place." "Oh, you married into a gig." "Right. That's my stepmother is the devil joke. Don't worry, the feeling's mutual." Oh, my cigarette went out. No, I'm not going to take that to relight it. Oh. Yes, prison is not fun. I've been there twice. I've been married and divorced once. So some mistakes you only make once. But, no. As people know that I've been to prison, they see the tattoo and they know that it was from prison. And they tend to ask me, "Did you find God in prison?" I was like, "No, why? What'd he do this time?" I mean, I bet his buddy turned him in again, didn't he? You know, 30 pieces of silver doesn't go nearly as far as it used to. Oh, that first trial, they really crucified him, though. whole carpentry background came around to nail him in the end, didn't it? Yes, I know I'm in a religious community and I'm still doing my Jesus jokes. Yeah, I kind of wonder if Jesus came back, what he'd think about some of the things we do, like some of our holidays, like take Halloween, for example. And I don't think he'd care for it, and it's not because of the paganistic aspects and all that. I believe it's because every time he tries to grab a handful of candy corn, more than half of it ends up on the ground. How'd you like to be the guy that has to explain M&Ms to him when he comes back? Now, they melt in your mouth, not in your... Oh, never mind. Here, have a Snickers. You're not the same after you've been resurrected. Now, that's a deep Bible joke right there. That's a deep Bible joke. Took me a minute to write that one. Yes, I do have Jesus jokes. I think that's all of them, though. So I want to talk about, I said I am divorced, 18 years this year, this summer, happily for about 8. And about 8 years ago, her now second ex-husband, I'll let that one sink in, pause for dramatic effect. Her now second ex-husband, he called me up and said, man, you're never going to believe what she did. I said, man, try me. I married her first, remember? Man, she's been cheating on me and she's going to leave me. And when I stopped laughing, I said, man, you know, I've waited 10 years for this, I told you so. And that's when he became one of my better weed dealers. I say better, but you think a guy that stole your wife and kids has knocked $5 off a sack here and there. Uh-oh, we're losing the mic. I might have to yell. I think you guys could hear me without it. It's not, you know, a massive crowd to talk to. Yeah, he doesn't like me telling that joke, so, because he doesn't sell weed anymore. But, he didn't like me telling that joke because of the connotation of him selling pot. So I started describing him. A little short guy, used to be a DJ, always carrying around a Diet Dr. Pepper. That's right, she left me for Little Sweet. Little Sweet one. Yeah, poor little fella. She left him too, it's all good. I keep calling her a bad name, you know, like the bad word for prostitute. And I say I gotta stop calling her that because I can't prove she ever got paid. I'm trying to censor myself. I see little ones around. So we'll move on to, I have 2 kids. I didn't say he stole my wife and kids. I have 2 kids. They're adults now. Yes, I'm that old. I at least look it because we went to see, Brent and I, we hang out quite a bit. And we went and saw Avengers Infinity War at the Circle Center Theater downtown. And the lady gave me the senior citizen discount. Now, mind you, I had about 7 inches of white goatee growing off my face, and I usually walk with a cane, but still, I don't think I look like I passed for 60. So that bothered me a little bit. You know, I was mildly offended. I was offended. I'm going to say it. I was offended, but I was offended the right way, you know, quietly and with my discount, instead of loudly and paying more. So, you know, I said, you know what, I'm shaving it off. Got rid of the goatee. Went back and saw Deadpool 2, and she did it again. I'd like to think she maybe had a crush on me, but if that was the case, she would have gave me the student discount instead of the senior citizen discount. Mercy. No, I'm not as high as I look, by the way. I'm a lot higher. No, I always look high. I've had my face reconstructed. That's a good story to tell. Yes, I learned a life lesson. The life lesson was, in 2012 I learned this. 37 is too old for a house party with a bunch of 25 and under. Very much so. You see, the night started wonderfully. I won the first 3 games of beer pong with 3 different partners. And the reason for that is I grew up in an era where every weekend I watched Bozo the Clown, and I was in my garage practicing for that grand prize game. So I can throw a ping pong ball. So they kicked me off the table. I got no big deal. I sat down. Next to me, they sat down 150 lemon drop Jello shots. Now, I'm no longer a drinker. I do not partake in alcohol. But I looked at those like it was like a drunk Miley Cyrus at 3 a.m., you know. A bad idea, but I'm probably going to do it anyway. I lost count. I can't really tell you how many of those I had. But my last memory of that night I was standing in the driveway talking to a gay black friend of mine. And why I mention these gay and black has zero bearing on this story. I just like to illustrate the diversity of my friends. And I'm standing there talking to him, and the very next thing I know, I'm handcuffed to a hospital bed, unable to see out of my left eye or breathe out of my nose. So I have all titanium plates and screws in my nose and a plastic eye socket now because I evidently made them angry. I don't know. I lost 6 hours of memory. It was 6 hours between my last memory and my next one. And I lost 53 days in jail. It was a whole different... it was for that night, but they somehow charged me with stuff that I couldn't fight it. I couldn't remember it. But I do know that plastic surgery hurts. And now I always look high because they had to operate on my eyes. So I figured I might as well just stay high. Now, I don't partake of cannabis recreationally. And what I mean by that is I've had Crohn's disease now for 30 years. That's a shitty disease. I'm just going to say it right out there. It's a horrible pun, but I'm going to use it anyway. And it is, medicinally, it helps me. Now recently, yes, I'm going to do this dark material tonight. Recently, I had a, we'll call it a death scare. Crap, I didn't start my recorder. Oh yeah, I did. I had, we'll call it a death scare. I was in the emergency room late at night for Crohn's related issues, or well, it ended up being that, but the doctor said, well, you couldn't find anything with your Crohn's, but here, also, before you leave, you've got the vertebrae pushing on your spine and your neck. Not as big a worry as the tumor we found on your pancreas. So I started doing some Googling, and that's like 94% fatal, tumors on the pancreas. So I'm like, well, crap. Well, it took 2 weeks to get an MRI. Got the MRI, went and saw my doctor. Disappeared. Completely gone. In the 6% where it just goes away. So I'm starting to think I did this whole thing wrong. Because when they told me I had tumors on my pancreas, and I said, oh crap, I'm going to die, I was happy. Like, finally, there actually is a God and He answers prayers. I've been dealing with this chronic illness for 30 years. I've been praying for Him to kill me with something a lot quicker. It finally answered. So I posted it on Facebook, and my 4,500 Facebook friends prayed that I'd be alright, and they won. I think I should be mad at them. I was like, man, I'm going to live? Dang it. That's not fair. Hey, you didn't like that? That's too dark? They're going too far? I don't really mind. Because I trust Jesus. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. Let's get back to my children. My daughter, she's the oldest. She's 21. She'll be 22 in October. She was always a straight A student, National Honor Society. She was 4 years marching band. She actually marched in the Rose Bowl parade, and she was invited. It's not like she just jumped in and went with the flow. They invited her. By the time she got to college, she had 17 scholarships. Her whole first year was completely paid for. Now she's Air Force intelligence. So it just does go to show you can drop them once. 8-month-olds are squirmy, and I caught her on the first bounce, so, you know, no harm, no foul. I mean, she's only like 5'1", but I don't think that was my fault. Yeah, before she was born, we were, you know, young parents. I was like 21, I believe, and I was a nerd, probably still am. This is a disguise, the tattoos, and yeah, I'm not a bad boy. As somebody once, when I was young, told me that chicks dig tattoos. He was lying. Same guy later told me that girls like a bad boy. You know, girls might, but a grown woman wants you to have your act together. That's why I'm single. My act is not together. So that's I got that going for me. Yeah, I tell jokes. Oh, is this Brent's set list? Got it all. No, I read the book What to Expect When You're Expecting. Yeah, and in that book it said to play music for the baby in the womb. And I think I might have played too much Led Zeppelin, because when my daughter came out, the doctor cleaned her up and he slapped her on the ass, and she went, ah, ah. I love that joke. Led Zeppelin fans know what I mean. They get it. I also have a son. He's 19 now. He's in the Navy. He's in A school. He's in the Navy. So once again, his life made full circle. He's a seaman again. Had to make, that's a dad joke. I'm a dad. I have to do at least one dad joke. And, yeah, I'm real proud of him. He wanted to try stand-up comedy, and last year, about this time actually, I think it was about a year ago, yesterday or day before, I was on house arrest. Shocker, I know it's a shocker. You know, I said independent distributor in the pharmaceutical industry. They called it drug dealing. It's neither here nor there. I served my time. It's behind me. I can talk about it now. I'm out of trouble. But yeah, I was on house arrest. I put a show on at my house. It was a roast of me, and my son ended up roasting his mom with this golden joke. I want to tell it. I think this is the place to tell his joke. Now remember, he was 18 years old when he wrote this joke. He says, I recently went to a high school party and had my first experience with a beer bong. I was so worried about it, but it ended up going down easier than my mom. I'd never been more proud of my son in that moment right there. He knows her so well. He knows his mom. Yeah. He wrote some other jokes, but I think I was still laughing from that, and I missed the rest of them. Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a great kid. He's like 6 foot tall, 185 pounds, real good looking. So I think we need a DNA test on that one. And I try to prove my daughter gets her brains from me by writing like physics jokes, but the punchlines always come up theoretical. Hate when that happens. Having had Crohn's for 30 years now, I've heard about every expression you can think of for, bathroom terminology: taking a crap, taking a dump, taking a leak. I think all the expressions are a bit barbaric, a little archaic. It's time we updated them. It is 2018. Let's move them into the digital age with everything else. I propose from now on, and this is the one thing you'll remember, we use the phrases logging out and streaming. Right? Makes your bathroom conversations a little more interesting anyway. Hey man, can I use your bathroom? Oh, what are you doing? Are you logging out or are you streaming? Because if you're logging out, I need you to use the upstairs with the plunger and the spray. I've heard about that Crohn's. One walk-in fart clears off a school bus and you're tagged for life. That was a good freshman year though. That was fun. Had everybody, even the driver, off the bus yelling at me to put the windows down, but I was too busy laughing. Fun stuff. It's about 15 minutes. I think I'll leave you guys with the reason I do this. I started comedy 4 years ago. Last Sunday was my first time on stage, and I was so nervous then you couldn't have got a stick pinned up my ass with a jackhammer. That's neither here nor there. Just like to paint that picture. But I started it because as a teenager I spent a lot of time in Riley Hospital for Children, and I watched comedy all the time. And I believe laughter is the best medicine, and I believe it helped me to heal, and it's kept me relatively healthy all these years. And I said one day I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give that back, that laughter, healing that I was given. And I continue doing it now, 4 years later, because I am so addicted to the laughter and the applause. And it's small groups like this. I usually say audiences, but we'll say small groups like this, and nights like tonight, or early evenings like today. I just got to thank you all for not feeding my addictions. But no, remember, you can't say hilarious without saying Larry. I'm Larry George, folks. That's my time.
Remember, you can't say hilarious without saying Larry. One more time for Mr. Larry George. Well, our next performer, he's going to bring original comedy and music, which is a little bit different for us, because I don't sing. Little Justin Bieber. He's going to bring comedy and singing music to the stage. He's been all over, but he's here with us today. Put your hands over your ears for Mr. Ken Tertesky.
Anybody hear anything? First, we're going to take the wrong plug, and then I'm going to find the right one. The show's going to start in like a second. It's going to make a huge noise. Wow. Charlie Dog. My name is Kent Turetsky. It's nice to see you too. This first song is called I Got a Hole in My Head. Hit it, boys! I got a hole in my head where I keep my common sense. Got a special place from my point of view. The spot where I park my car, where to find my favorite bar, and I have a dozen recipes too. I got a hole in my head. Yeah, I got a hole in my head. I got a knot on my knee where I rest a cup of tea. Keep the cookies on the arm of the chair. I put my socks on my feet to let the kids play in the street, and I wear my hair on top of my hair. I got a hole in my head. Yeah, I got a hole in my head. But I got home, I put down, let my brains fall on the ground with everything that I learned in school. And now my life is so much fun, cause I'm just like everyone. We're all a bunch of fun-loving fools, and we got holes in our heads. Yeah, we got holes in our heads. I got a hole in my head where I keep my common sense. Got a special place from my point of view. The spot where I park my car, and I find my favorite bar, and I have a dozen recipes too. I got a hole in my head. Yeah, I got a hole in my head. That's our first song. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just met you. Already I feel like I've known you for 5 minutes. What happened? I walked 2 people already, those nice old people. It's too loud, turn the music down. He's not turning it down. He's not turning it down, Henry. Let's get out of here. Maybe they want to recruit more audience. So my name is Ken Turetsky, and let you in on a little secret: I never practice. That way each set is spontaneous and unrehearsed. You discover the music at the same time I do. But I don't stand on formality. So please, don't look at me as an entertainer. No, I'd rather you see me as a stranger that the Wabash County 4-H Fair hired to come in and ruin your beautiful evening. Thank you. So we're in Wabash, right? The home of Dan Quayle? No. The Dan Quayle Museum? No. Huntington? Huntington was the home? I'm already confused, aren't I? It's the sun. It's driving me mad. Yeah. I heard you go in that museum and you can actually go up to a chalkboard and you can spell potato on the board. And a virtual Dan Quayle comes up and he adds an E at the end. We may need him. We may need somebody to go back to the White House and fill in very shortly. No? Okay. Well, Dan's ready. I'm saying Dan Quayle is nearby and he is ready if we need to call on him. So, I'm not from here, but I have a deep respect for the state of Indiana and your majestic fields of genetically modified hay, corn, and soybeans, and hay and corn and soybeans. Did you ever think about growing a tomato or a pepper maybe? Somebody might want to make a salad? I do have warm feelings for the farmers. I know they've had a time of it with the patriotic tariffs that are costing them right now. I don't want to piss off the Chinese. I hope the tariffs work. I don't want to give up my chow mein. But I am the farmers, again, the big factory corporate farms, they come in and buy them out. I guess they're doing okay, but I'm still nostalgic for those days when the farmers were still killing themselves for the insurance money. So I've written this song called Big Black Barn. Big black barn on the side of the road. I kinda leaning to the south, 'cause that's the way the wind blows. One of these days you're gonna lean too far. That'll be the end of the big black barn. Poor farmer Bob stopped making hay. The price got so low, can't even give it away. Tires went flat on his old John Deere, and he left it to rust in a damn cornfield. Big black barn, what you got in you? A couple bells, a hey, 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 and a cow or two. Sometimes it gets too wet, sometimes it never rains, but either way, Farmer Bob will always complain. Export tariff is way too high, a rich man laughing while Farmer Bob died. Pigs are on strike for a bit of brand of swill. Farmer Bob's daughter says she own a pill. Chickens on vacation, ducks have flown north, and the turkeys are asking for the holidays off. Big black barn, what you got in you? A couple bells, a hey, 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 and a cow or two. Mrs. Farmer Bob, well, she loves her man. She supports his dream to work the land. Now she's hiding all the guns around the house to keep him Bob from taking the easy way out. Got to kill the cow, got to eat his own corn. Farmer Bob's sorry he ever was born. Microwave broke, the kids are getting so skinny. Got to sell off the farm and go live in the city. Big black barn, what you got in you? A couple bells, a hey, 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 and a cow or two. Some farmers paint their barns green, 'cause it sound like fun. Some like to paint them red, the way it's always been done. Farmer Bob's got a black barn to fit his mood, and if you don't like it, then a hell with you. Big black barn, what you got in you? A couple bells, a hey, 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 and a cow or two. Big black barn, big black barn, big black barn, big black barn. That's a true story. Thank you so much. You're so kind. When you listen to my songs, it's impossible to hate America. We're playing on the Sunfield today, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Holy mackerel!
Good day to wear a black shirt.
It's handy. Last time I played at Bears in Fort Worth, Texas, I was up there doing my thing, and the next song here, and then the voice came over the loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, the pig races. And there was feedback too, just like that. The pig races will be starting in 5 minutes at the corner on the opposite side of the fairgrounds from where Ken is now performing. And the whole audience turned and ran. They ran to the pig races. And I said, "Where are you going? I'm not finished entertaining you yet." That really, really happened. So I love the fair. I'm really sorry that I missed the Oregon Petting Zoo. The Farm Animal Oregon Petting Zoo. I think what you really need is not just a petting zoo, but the Oregon Kids Playground, Playland. You know, instead of the plastic balls, you just have sheep organs, tripe, calf's liver, and the kids jump in there. I would do it. Well, sure, you like me now. These are perilous times for celebrities. So many of them being exposed as misogynists, molesters, deviants, caffeine addicts, city slickers, right here at the Wabash County 4-H Fair. But never mind that. I'd like to know, I have a question I'm asking. Why is it that only the 1%, the CEOs, the politicians, the movie moguls, the movie stars, why is it they get to grope? When do we, the 99%, get to grope too? We want some of that lucrative groping action. The point I'm getting to is that, you know, it's not just the usual suspects who are guilty of poor behavior. It's not just your boss or those poor, sullen, defeated faces you see on the crime page every day. Anybody can look bad. I live in a community where families drink whiskey and obliterate each other with guns. The message to be taken from this horrifying tale is you don't have to leave your home to have fun. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, anyone can be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. No one is a monopoly on nastiness or traits of personality that ruin your day. The cop is gonna beat you, corporation gonna cheat you, and bloody hell refuses to pay. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, and they won't can be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. They tell you to make money and buy lots of things and love them and expect to be the victim of crime. And you better not get older, we will put you in a home with other people living in their own slime. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, and they won't can be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, and they won't gonna be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. When the culture comes to raping, nobody is escaping. Your sweaty boss is making a pass. But if photographic proof reveals a version of the truth, we're gonna see who's kicking whose ass. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, and they won't can be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, and they won't can be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. One more time! Now that's enough. On the other hand, whenever I've had enough, I like to have just a little bit more. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, and it won't can be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. Anybody can look that baby. Even the pretty people too, and it won't can be ugly. You better watch out they don't have any of you. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm thanking you ahead of your applause. You know, you people are so lucky. I have to think of this stuff. You can just sit there and be amazed. Sort of. let's look and see what we got. Yeah, talked about the pig races. Yeah, Dan Quayle. I'm still hoping we invited Dan to the show. I don't know if you've heard about it up here in Wabash County, but the economy is bad. It's bad. And it's getting worse. If I had a job, I'd be very worried right now. Lucky for me, I'm an artist. Money means nothing to me. Except when I want to buy something, then I need money. So please put your wallets away. I won't take a handout. But I will borrow $5 from you and never pay it back, because I'd rather you think of me as a deadbeat than a charity case. The band likes it. The band's going for the jokes. Have some popcorn, everybody. Don't mind me. Okay. But, I find ways to stay busy. I'm working with overprivileged kids. And it's true what they say, I get so much more out of the experience than those kids ever would. I got their iPhones, their iPads, their Xbox, their lunch money, their dope. Hey, I'm entitled. I've always given so much. This is my opportunity to take something back from the community. I started a nonprofit called Hate First. We don't have an office right now, so currently I hate from home. And I wrote this next song, Why Don't You Get a Job? Sitting on the corner, waiting for the payphone to ring. Counting on a big break, world just can't be bad as it's been. A phone rings and I grab it, a voice is in my ear. I'm only gonna tell you once, so boy, listen here. Oh, why don't you get a job? You tell me, why don't you get a job? Hit me. Why don't you get a job? Strumming on my guitar, looking for a song I can't sing. I'm gonna hit the big time soon as I can break this losing string. A blind man drops a quarter in my hat. See, boy, you're going nowhere if you play like that. Why don't you get a job? You tell me, why don't you get a job? Hit me. Why don't you get a job? Break down. Give it up for Ken and his guitar work. Oh, thank you very much. That was Ken and his lead break. Thumbing through the paper, my horoscope says love is in the air. Ain't getting any action, guess the smog is all that's really there. When life is full of worry, it's awful hard to cope. I could solve all of my problems, but I can't afford the dope. Oh, why don't you get a job? They tell me, why don't you get a job? Hit me. Why don't you get a job? Why don't you get a job? They've been going down to the unemployment office. Nobody hiring since 9/11. I know times is hard, but there's something out there for you. Keep on looking. Why don't you get a job? Thank you. Are they announcing the pig races?
Yes.
Please don't go to the pig races. It's the same thing every year. Those things, they're fixed. They're fixed. I'm telling you, whatever pig you bet on, that pig's going to lose. Don't bet on the three-legged pig anymore. You know, some musicians get high on life, they don't need drugs. I'm high on crack right now, I don't need life. Fire department? That was fun. Okay. Why don't you get a job? And I feel like some more blues. I don't know what you feel like, but this next year's song's called My Fat Ass Itches, because it does. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Been on the street all day, I've been all over town. Gonna be on my feet some more, you know I can't sit down because my fat ass itches. My fat ass itches. My fat ass itches, and I can't be living this way. Oh boy, come up to me, say brother you got a match. I said I don't have time right now, you know I got a scratch because my fat ass itches. My fat ass itches. My fat ass itches, and I can't be living this way. Everybody else is here tonight? Come on, get up. Skinny asses? I'm riding in the subway and ooh, I got a scratch. A cop slaps on a handcuff. Say, boy, you can't do that. Just close your fat ass itches. Your fat ass itches. Your fat ass itches. But no, you can't be living that way. I used to have a woman, but I couldn't love her. I said, honey, please excuse me, come back to my night because my fat ass itches. My fat ass itches. My fat ass itches, and I can't be living this way. Oh Lord, I've tried everything. High fiber diet, preparation H, hot bath, yoga, meditation, and prayer meetings. But nothing will relieve this nagging itch. I fear it will be with me till my last dying days. Baby, you don't know what discomfort is. Thank you. You are a beautiful, beautiful audience. That is not a lot of nonsense. Oh, hello, Daddy. I know, I can't stop. That is not a lot of nonsense. You really are a beautiful audience. Well, it is nonsense. But you're such a beautiful audience. I made up all new nonsense just for you. And I don't usually call it nonsense. You know, I hate to get political, but I do get political, and the country's all fired up about politics, you know. I say, you know, we really need a safety valve so we can blow off steam. I say, thank God we live in a country with ready access to guns, so crazy people do have a way to blow off steam. That's what I was trying to get to. But please, I don't want you to be negative. The graveyard is half full. It's not half empty. On the other hand, I'm encouraged to see people for whatever they're standing up for. They're out in the streets. They're marching. They're demanding change. And I am all about change. I'm a change machine. Somebody stick $1 in me! I'll buy you some popcorn. All right. Folk singers are writing protest songs again. Audiences come to me, they say, Ken, you're a folk singer. Not a very good one, but you do fit the description. Do you have any, like, cool protest songs? I say, no, I don't have any protest songs, but I do complain a lot. But I thought about it. There. If I were going to protest anything, it would be the inevitable. The inevitable. I've decided when my time comes, I'm not going. If God wants me, He's going to have to kill me. Which I believe He can do. Hey, what are you guys doing out there making all that noise? Is that the racing machine? The car race, the demolition derby? Okay, that's fine. They can have their thing later. So, obviously, this is a new member of the band. I get a great deal on these harmonicas. I buy them used on eBay. This one came with extra lip crust. You just dump out the spit and they're good to go. I don't know how to work these contraptions. Very complicated. So my protest song's called I'll Get Old and Die. I'll get old and die one day. I'll get old and die. You'll see me on my cloud waving bye, bye, bye. At the time I take my leaving, then I guess I'll just quit breathing. I don't need a damn good reason. I'll get old and die. I won't live forever, and I won't go fast. But you cannot kill me, 'cause I was made to last. I'll shrivel up just like a raisin as I slowly keep on aging. It will all be quite amazing. I'll get old and die. Here we go. Get the cancer, no, I won't get the clap. I won't get hit by a bus, no, I won't go like that. My fate will rest in Jesus' hands, the party full of promised land, where there's no Republicans. When I just get old and die. Alright, a cappella now. I'll get old and die one day. I'll get old and die. You'll see me on my cloud waving bye bye. At the time I take my leaving, then I guess I'll just quit breathing. I don't need a damn good reason. I'll get old and die. Holy cow, that was another song. You people are so easy. This is like drowning little baby kittens in a bathtub. Sadly, we must close our show at some point. And I do want to close with a song that's actually in tune, sort of, kind of. I will say the people who are good at this business, the songwriting and the writing the jokes, they write what they know. That's how they connect with the audience. They write what they know. They write about their lives. I don't have one of those, so I make stuff up. So time goes by. I realize I'm no longer the ambitious loser I used to be. If you adjust your perspective, why waste time complaining about things you haven't got? Learn to be happy complaining about things you already have. So you may not find that cure for cancer. You still might get cancer, and a bright young doctor will dissect your cadaver. Maybe he'll find a cure for cancer. The important thing is to suffer visibly, wait for somebody to notice, and declare you a saint. Because in the end, you're going to find it's not the bitter failure that counts, it's all the crap you got to go through to get there. And if you can't find the humor in your problems, that's because they're not very funny. That's why they call them problems. So I'd like to dedicate this closing song to all the poets whose desiccated corpses were cremated on pyres, both of their unsold manuscripts. Aha. If they found me dead, dead and gone, my spirit fled, my life dead and my body done, I'd be in a better place, a peaceful smile upon my face, my clammy fingers wrapped around the gun. If they found me dead as a lox, and on my plate a burger from Jack in the Box, who wouldn't go to work at 8 and do that stupid job I hate and wear the toes out of my socks? If they found me dead as a lox. Everybody dance! Isn't that beautiful? So restful till they start the demolition again. If they found me dead, stiff as wood, really looking for a dead guy, pretty good. In my dear departed state, I'd be forever celibate. I would have got a lot more if I could. If they found me dead, dead and gone, my spirit fled, my life dead and my body done. I made a lot of crummy plans, but now I wouldn't give a damn. The coolest cat in Forest Lawn. If they found me dead, dead and gone. If they found me dead, dead and gone. Everybody! That's it for me. Got things to do before I go. I want to remind you, stop coming up with these stupid songs for you tonight. I could have gone down to the river, thrown myself in and drowned, but that would only mean that the terrorists have already won. We made it through my set. Give yourselves a great big hand. I'm Ken Turetsky, Turetsky Syndrome on Facebook. And thanks. And now I want to set you up for the man you've all been waiting for. He's the guy who put this show together, who brought you the popcorn and the water, yes, who sponsored the pig races. I hope he's got his act together, because I want y'all to welcome our headliner. We know him as Charles. Mr. Charlie Daub!
One more hand for Ken Turetsky. Y'all having a good time? No? A little too hot out there? I just complained for you and told the fair board, I said, hey, let's put a canopy over this thing. And they said you got one. So that's all we got. But I'll tell you, on the way here, it's been very interesting. I hope you guys have had a great day at the fair, because on the way here today, we sort of had a little mishap. And we've been running around the fair trying to get things ready and running back and forth from home and trying to get some stuff for here for the fair. And I got pulled over today. And it's been in a very extremely weird day with the police department. Not that I don't respect them, but I was on my way here, and I was doing 35 miles an hour, just driving alongside the road. Now, one, I'm not much of a speeder, but I am a texter, when I know that's legal. And so I had, I was just driving alongside the road, about 35 miles an hour. Cop pulls up behind me. Sir, I need to see your license and registration. Well, oh, you know, officer, what did I do? You know, and of course it's been a beautiful day. The sun's been in my eyes, and I was like, you know, there can't be nothing I've done. You know, I'm in pretty good shape, I think. You know, maybe a couple of felonies, but other than that, I should be caught up with Larry. And so I was like, well, all right, well, he'll just explain everything to me here shortly. So he comes back from his car. He goes, Mr. Dobb. He goes, everything's great. He goes, but the reason I pulled you over is because I noticed you was driving alongside the road. And I said, yes, sir. He goes, is there a reason that you've been driving alongside the road? Now, at this point, I don't know how to explain myself to the police department, because I do have a little weird, I don't know if I'd call it a fetish, but I would call it a problem. But these little rumble strip things that's along the side of the road, you know what I'm talking about? I think the LGBTQ AARP community has something to do with that. And those things tickle. Now, where they tickle is a whole different part. And so I told him, I said, well, you know, I really don't want to talk about this. You know, it's sort of embarrassing in a way, especially for a police, you know. And he's like, well, I've got all day. And I was like, I don't. You know, I've got stuff I got to do. I got to set up stage. I got to be at the Wabash County Fair. I got to ride some rides and play some games. I don't have time for him. He goes, well, he goes, we're going to be here all day long. No, we're not. So I proceeded to try to figure out a way to tell the officer exactly what's going on. Now, so I decided to try to beat around the bush a little bit. And when I did, I was like, well, the reason I was driving alongside the road is because the ticket was up. And he goes, what did you say? I said, well, you know, the little rumble strips, they took on my butt. And he goes, oh my gosh. He goes, tell me what you just said. And I'm embarrassed. You know, and if you've ever got pulled over, you already know they've got the party lights. They bring the party. And not only do they bring the party, they bring it to you along the side of the road. And the flashing lights and so on. And, you know, they will call in 10 and 20 officers just to embarrass you. And it would have been embarrassing if we would have done the 10 or 20 officers. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to get this over and done with. I said, sir, the reason I was driving alongside the road because it tickled my rear end. He started laughing. And I was like, I didn't know what to say at all. And he goes, well, I will tell you. He goes, I've never heard this before in my life. And I was like, well, in that case, I'm in good shape. You know, and so he goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, it's been a very weird day for me, and it sounds like it's going to be a very weird day for you. But go ahead, have a good time at the fair. He goes, by the way, what do you do? We're not getting into it. You do not want to know. I do. I am not going to tell him. I do comedy, so I'm not going. I'm a hobo. So he let me go. and of course get going, you know, and of course I want to know where that cop is, you know. I'm sort of worried about it. You know, I'm like, you know what, he's going to get me again, because what am I going to do? I'm going to continue driving. You know, one, I'm not speeding, I'm going to continue driving on those little rumble strips. I'm having a good time. I look back, move my little rear view mirror a little bit. That cop driving on the rumble strip. Oh, he's doing. And I'm having a good old time, just to knowing that I made the cop's day, and he really extended my day, that's for sure. But we've had a good time here at the fair. We've all traveled all over the states and performing quick comedy and telling jokes, and all the people from down by Indianapolis going around to all the comedy clubs that you've heard about. But you know, you get out and about, you get to hear stories from all over the place. And I will tell you, the strangest places that I've ever been, it has to be Louisville, Kentucky to Birmingham, Alabama. It has to be the strangest people ever. And I hope you're not from there, because I don't want to discriminate. I don't want to pick on anybody. But they are the strangest people, and they talk funny. Now, you go north of Louisville, they sound like us. Go south of Birmingham, they sound like us. But those inbreeds right there in between, I don't know what it is about them. They think they're from the South. They don't understand. This isn't the South. You're only south of Canada. I don't understand what they're thinking. But we got down to Florida, and we was doing some fishing on the Gulf of Mexicans down there, and we was out there doing some fishing. And I will tell you that has anybody been fishing on the Gulf of Mexicans? It's very big, and the boats are very big. I mean, like the small Titanic. And we was out in the Gulf, and we was fishing. Now, the strangest thing, do we have any fishermen? No fishermen? Well, here in Indiana, we have a pretty simple rule. Whatever we catch, we keep. It's a very simple rule. Now we're going to take that, and we're going to go to Florida. That's a pretty universal thing in Indiana. But apparently the Floridians, I guess is what they're called, the Southerners, they find things a little bit more different than the way we do, because the guy that we had as our charter captain didn't find me funny at all. And I was fishing way out. It was just one of those things. When you fish in the Gulf, you just let your fish go wherever it goes and hope you catch something in that big water. To where here, we can catch something at J&K Aquarium. But so anyhow, these little seagulls came down, and if you know anything about seagulls, they're very annoying. And these little seagulls, there was 3 of them, way up, and this little seagull came down, and he decided he was going to partake in my bait. Now, at this point, I'm sort of aggravated by it. How in the world am I going to catch anything in the Gulf of Mexicans with you taking my bait? But lucky for me, when he took my bait, he also got hooked. Lucky for me, because in Indiana, we keep. And that was the way I was going to keep it. So here comes this little seagull with my bait and my hook stuck in his mouth. I was loving it. It was great. There he come across the boat, and then you heard the charter captain go crazy. Cut the line! Cut the line! I said, shut up! Well, lucky for us, on our boat was a preacher. We was going to need that preacher because somebody was dying. And it wasn't. And it wasn't the seagull. It was the charter captain, if he didn't show up. Now, as this little seagull got a little closer, and of course his wings were just going completely nuts. I mean, just all over the place, just right above our head. And he couldn't get loose. And all you heard was from that little charter captain guy, "Cut the line! Cut the line!" I had enough. The guy was about to lose his boat. Lucky for him, seagull got loose. But we've been able to travel all over and be able to come up with the real funny stuff and in our everyday life, just like what you had heard earlier with some of them talking about it. And but one of the sorry, my throat. But one of the craziest things has happened locally. Now, I love small town. Is everybody from Wabash, except for the guys that came today? Is everybody from Wabash? No? Okay. That's going to work out perfect. Those is from Rowan. Now, you're you're very, very small town. I love the small town stuff. I love being from Wabash County, just because we did not travel far tonight to get here. And it saved me a lot of gas. The other guys, they can't say that. But, no, I love being in a small town. You get to experience a little bit different life. We're definitely a lot slower, that's for sure. And it takes us about 10 years to catch up to these guys here, but it works out well once we do. They're like, dude, that was like 10 years ago. But, we was driving through town the other day, and this beautiful, beautiful girl, and I'm talking, she was just like walking beside the road. It was crazy, and me being the way I was at the time, I was single, and I was like, dang it, no wonder she's interested in having a good time. Now, at this point, small town good times is we're picking you up. You go to big towns and try that, you're going to get you a train. So, as I did, I rolled down the window. Now, this young lady, just perfect legs, and she had 2 young ones with her, and I didn't want to offend the young ones, you want respect for the kids. And so I rolled down my window very nicely. It squeaked a couple times. But I yelled at them, I said, "Hey baby, you want to have a good time?" Now, to my surprise, she said yes. I was in shock. Why in the world would this one woman want a good time with me? So I pull into the little parking lot there, and she's like, what did you say? I said, well, you want to have a good time? Sure. Now, at this point, there was a couple things I was worried about. Now, when you're from small town, you need to worry about this, so I'm helping some of you. One, the respect for the little ones. You want to make sure, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, what in the world is she going to do with these little ones? That's what I'm worried about. And then 2 is the hanging thingy up here, because if they have a hanging thingy there, they probably have a hanging thingy somewhere else, and they came from a big town. So, we had, so everything was good. I was sort of in shock, and now she like pokes her head in the car. She says, "I want to have a good time." I said, "Sure." Now let me tell you, I am 80% Jew. Now, when you're 80% Jew and from Wabash, you have issues. Not only do you have issues, you have a lot of issues. You have no clue what's out in this world. So she's like, well, how much? Now, at this point, being Jew and being from Wabash, I'm thinking maybe a Wendy's coupon. That's sort of where I'm thinking, But I think I could do her one better. I think I've got a little Rally's coupon book, and I think I spent a whole $1 on this thing. So if I can give her like 2 coupons, that'll save her $3. And that'll save me a point. So I was like, well, maybe, in my head, I'm like, uh-oh, what do I do? So I said, well, what about, the Jewish thing? I said, what about $20? $20. At that point, she knew I was Jew. It wasn't 20 bucks on a Wendy's coupon. Nowhere in the world was I doing that. That was costing too much. But 20 bucks. Now she goes, you know what? I think we can do this. She opened up my back door, put the kids inside, and threw me 20 bucks and said, "Have a good time." That's when you know you're from small town. Well, we want to thank all of you for coming out, enjoying the sun. We hope you stayed nice and warm and sweaty. I want to bring all the guys back out, guys and women. All the women and the one guy. I want to bring all these guys back out. These are all personal friends of mine that I've met off of the road, and we've had a great time. Once again, let's thank everybody: Mr. Ken Tereski, Sandra Edgel, Brent Lee Smith, and Larry George.